Yeah, we're going to be brewing our Docks Porter for Hazel's. We got the Hazel's crew here.
Hello! Welcome!
So we're all going to be brewing. We got Kyle here. He's our head brewer. He's going to be running the brew. Let's go start the process, get the mashing going, and we can talk more about what grains we used and that kind of stuff.
In previous years, Crystal Springs has done a Hazel's exclusive of Docks Porter. It's a very drinkable, not too heavy, not too light, 7%-ish roasty porter. Very delicious, especially for an overcast day like today. And so past years, it was just an exclusive brew that we sold just at Hazel's. This year, they reached out and they're like, would you like to do it again? I said, yes, absolutely, but I would like to get the team involved. I would like us to have a hands-on experience and help you brew this beer. Being a local company like Hazel's and being local, family-owned and operated, and then supporting local brands, we thought what better way to do this than to have a collaboration brew day, come out here and make some beer.
So this is our auger. So what this does is it pulls the grain that we've already ground from up on the loft. How many pounds are in this beer?
Well, it's about 1,200, 1,100, 1,200, somewhere in there.
Pounds of grain.
Yeah.
A lot of variety in this one. This is definitely the best smelling mash we brew.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Hands down.
Yeah, the base grain is 2-row. There's some white wheat, chocolate malt, pale chocolate malt, black malt. Ends up being about 6 or 7 malts going in it.
The grains have all been malted, and what that does is it turns the inside of the grain into starches. Those starches, then what we're going to be doing in this mash is we're going to be turning those starches into sugars. And then the sugars is going to be what the yeast eats, right?
So what we're doing now is checking the gravity through a refractometer. The light will reflect through the wort of the beer and give us a gravity, or essentially how much dissolved sugar is within the beer, to tell us in the end of things how much alcohol we will get out of the beer.
All right, so what we're doing now, we've gotten our full sugar conversion in the mash, and we're going to go ahead and start doing what's called lautering. Essentially, we're just transferring the wort from the boil kettle, or from the mash tun over to the boil kettle. So I'm going to open up the steam vent, turn on the blower. We're going to come down here, and right in this corner here, I'm just going to open up the valve for the gas and light the ignition. And here within about 30 seconds to a minute, we'll really be able to hear the flame start. And from there, it'll be about an hour and a half until we start boiling.
So right now what's happening is we've got a local farmer coming by Crystal Springs, picking up the spent grain from the brewing process. And what they do is they actually come and they pick it up and they feed it to their cattle. So it's kind of like the final steps in the end process of full circle of what you put into your community stays within the community.
Yeah, I'm Greg Kirkmeyer. We're out in Weld County, raise some beef, and we enjoy using the spent grain. Seems to keep the cows in good shape, good conditioning, as the saying is. And hopefully it's a win-win for both the brewer and us. Everybody works together and we get her done.
So the malt that they bought from a local malt store or a local source is making local beer, and then even byproduct that the brewery can no longer use is now going to a local farm to produce local beef.
Well, it's perfectly ethical.
This step we're doing here, we're adding our bittering hops. They are Magnum hop pellets from Billy Goat Farms here in Colorado. This first hop addition is our bittering hop. You can, in my way, treat it as if it were steeping tea. The longer you let it steep, the more bitter it gets. That's the function that these are providing. Even though we're brewing a porter, it still has to have some balance. It needs a little bit of that bitter to balance out the sweetness that the malt character brings to it.
Here we are wrapping up our brew day here at Crystal Springs Brewing Company. It's been a blast hanging out here and brewing with the brew crew. Right now, our beer is hanging out in this beautiful tank here. It's going to hang out here for about 2.5-ish weeks before it moves on to packaging. And then after it's packaged, it'll move on to the shelves at Hazel's. And now the beer is going to do its magic. The big thing about supporting local, whether it's a local brewery, a local retail store, local restaurant, is that for the most part, when you're supporting those small and local businesses, those are people of your community. And a lot of the times they're sourcing everything from that community, especially in the Colorado craft beer scene, that most of your local small independent breweries are buying their malt from local maltsters. They're buying their hops from local farms. They're getting their fruit from local fruit producers. And then of course they're hiring from within their communities. So the money that you are spending at those businesses is going right back into that community, which in turn helps support other local businesses. And it's like this marabunta effect that just builds off of each other. So by us being here and doing this collaboration brew, we are helping support Crystal Springs, a local brewery that we carry on our shelves as a local shop. And then in turn, both of us as local companies are able to help give back to those communities by supporting other local businesses.